We are rolling.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I'm a bartender here at the One Street Inn.
I'm Lena, and I'm a server, bartender, or whatever they kind of put me.
We're going to talk about Shiraz, and Grenache today. Shiraz has a long documented history in the Rhone region of the southeastern part of France. More than half of the world's total acreage is planted in France, but is also a successful grape in Australia, South Africa, and California. Shiraz is a fairly new variety in California, first introduced in 1971. Some of the states' vines were propagated from Hermitage and some from Australian cuttings. It is also one of California's most rapidly growing grapes. In 1984, there were less than 100 acres. Shiraz now accounts for over 13,000 acres, almost half of which is less than 3 years old and not yet bearing fruit. As of 2004, it was the world's 7th largest grape. It was also introduced into Australia in 1832. Today it is their most popular grape. Shiraz wines are relatively productive, yet not too vigorous. Like Merlot, it is sensitive to color. Color means it happens when there's a metabolic reaction to weather conditions. Some of those conditions is if it's too cold, windy, rainy, or the temperature is too warm. And although Shiraz buds fairly late, it is a mid-season ripener. Shiraz requires heat to get fully ripe, but can lose varietal character when even slightly overripe. The berry is thick-skinned, dark, and almost black. Shiraz forms intense wines with deep violet, nearly black color, chewy texture, and richness, and often alcoholic in strength, with aromas that tend to be more spicy than fruit. Now I'll turn it over to Lena.
Talk about Grenache today. Grenache Noir is the world's most widely planted grape used to make red wine. Sometimes made into standalone varietal, frequently a rosé, but most often a backbone of red blends. Grenache is probably most notable as the base varietal for Chateauneuf de Pape, Côte du Rhône, and Gironada. In spite of its fame coming from French wines, Spain is most likely the grape's origin. Nearly 3 times as much Grenache is planted in Spain as in France. The Spanish know this grape and wine as Garnacha or Garnacha Tinta, where it is the dominant red wine variety in Catalonia and prominent in Rioja. On its own, Grenache makes fleshy, heady, very fruity wines in their youth. They tend to age rapidly, showing tawny colors and prone to oxidation or meteorization after only a relatively short time in bottle. The general character and mouthfeel of Grenache wines are more distinctive and identifiable than any particular aroma or flavor.
Now we're going to discuss the bottle selections that we have. The first choice here is the Spring Valley Nina Lee Syrah from Walla Walla, Washington. It has an elegant, earthy nose with a huge mouthful of ripe, fresh, and tar black fruit follows. This is a textured wine with support of acid and plenty of grain tannins. The generous finish is pure, sweet vanilla.
Also features Jeremy's grandma on the bottle.
AJ is here.
Our next selection is Jacob's Creek Shiraz from Barossa Valley, Australia. This wine has concentrated aromas of blackberries and plums accompanied by distinctive eucalyptus, clove, and spicy black pepper. The next wine is Three Rivers Red, also from Walla Walla, Washington. This wine has a blend with an unmistakable notes of dark coffee, cedar box, oriental spices, and cherries. On the mouth, ample nuances of vanilla bean, ripe blueberries, cherries, and are generous and lingering. The next selection is Greg Norman Shiraz from Limestone Coast, Australia. There's hints of dark plum, cherry, blueberry. Aromas are balanced with light cedar and vanilla oak nuances, and a touch of spice. Finishes with a rich dark berry fruit and delicate spearmint and herbs.
First we have the Curtis Heritage Cuvée 2006 from Santa Barbara. It is a classic Rhone-style blend of Grenache. It is 35 Grenache, 28% Syrah, 24% Mourvedre, and 13% sin salt. It offers warm aromas of plum, mocha, vanilla, and oak toast. The palate is soft and round, revealing jammy flavors of black cherry, raspberry, and pomegranate with accents of cola.
Jammy.
Jammy. Up next, we have Jebolet Parallel 45. It is from Rhone, France, 2007. This Grenache Syrah blend is very pretty, with juicy fruit and nice blackberry concentration. It has grip, but freshness also. Structure and length with good balance. Up next, we have our Shiraz that we sell by the glass. it is Wyndham Shiraz Bin 555. It is a rich, full-bodied wine showing intense berry fruit flavors, plums, dark cherries with lifted spice characters. This wine is soft and generous with fine tannins and balanced with subtle oak nuances. And last we have the Black Opal Shiraz from Australia, year 2007. Aromas of blackberry, pepper, and spice followed with rich plum flavors round out the palate. Soft tannins give structure to the fruit-driven palate.
And that's it.